Imagine waking up one morning tangled in the sheets with the person you love most in the world, only to realize that tangled isn't just a metaphor anymore. Your skin starts merging, your thoughts bleeding into theirs, and suddenly that fairy tale romance turns into a nightmare you can't escape. That's the gut punch premise of Together, the 2025 horror romance that's got everyone talking or screaming in their seats. If you ever wondered how far love can push you before it breaks you, this film doesn't just ask the question, it shoves it down your throat with practical effects that will make your stomach turn. Stick around, because I'm diving deep into why this movie is a bold, messy masterpiece that exposes the ugly truth about relationships in ways Hollywood usually dodges. We are breaking it down spoiler-free first, then full spoilers for the twists that had me rethinking my own commitments. Let's enjoy cinema.
Then why aren't you at your show? Tim, if you think I've trapped you, why don't you fucking leave?
First off, let's set the stage without ruining the ride. Together follows Tim and Millie, played by real-life couple Dave Franco and Alison Brie, as they hit a rough patch in their long-term relationship. They've ditched the city for a quiet life in the Australian countryside. Think Melbourne suburbs twisted into something surreal. But isolation amps up the issues. Career frustrations, intimacy struggles, the whole millennial fear of commitment package. Then during a seemingly innocent walk, they stumble into a cave and encounter something. An unnatural force that doesn't just test their bond, it literally corrupts it, turning the Co-Dependency into a physical horror show. Directed by Michael Shanks in his feature debut, this isn't your typical slasher or jump scare fest. It's body horror meets rom-com, with themes of toxic love, identity loss, and what happens when becoming one stops being romantic and it starts being terrifying. What makes this film stand out right away is its honesty about relationships. We've all seen rom-coms where couples overcome odds with a kiss and a sunset. But Together flips that script, arguing that true love demands sacrifice, sometimes of your very self. It's persuasive in how it portrays modern loneliness, Tim's dealing with professional impotence, Millie sacrificing her dreams. And the fights feel raw, like eavesdropping on a real couple. Shanks draws from Plato's Symposium, that ancient idea of humans once being fused beings split apart by the gods, searching for wholeness. Here it's literalized in ways that are grotesque yet clever. And controversial? Absolutely. The film doesn't shy away from showing how love can be suffocating, even abusive, without villains. Just flawed people clinging too tight.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Now on the production side, this was shot in just 21 days on a modest $3.5 million budget. And it shows in the best way, intimate, focused, no bloated CGI. The practical effects are gnarly, think Cronenberg vibes with the fly levels of body melting. But they are digestible, not over the top gore. It's the emotional horror that hits hardest. Franco and Brie, their chemistry is electric because it's real. They are married off screen, so every glance, every argument lands with authenticity. Brie's Millie's is fierce, yet vulnerable, while Franco's Tim nails that quiet desperation of a guy who's lost his way. The soundtrack with tracks like In Unity by Noel underscores the creeping dread without overpowering the dialogue. But let's be professional about the flaws. I'm not here to sugarcoat. Pacing is a mixed bag. The first act builds tension slowly, which works for character development but might drag for horror fans craving quiet scares. Some plot points feel underdeveloped, like the origins of that cave force. It's mysterious, sure, but a tad thin. And predictability, the trailer spoils a couple of big moments, so if you've seen it, brace for deja vu. Critically, it's sitting at 6.7 on IMDb from over 1,000 ratings, which feels fair. Solid but not groundbreaking. Box office wise, it pulled in over $32 million worldwide, proving there is an audience for this weird blend of genres. Alright, spoilers start now. That cave encounter, it's not just a force, it's this parasitic entity that fuses Tim and Millie's bodies. Starting with subtle skin mergers and escalating to full-on shared organs and thoughts. Remember that scene where Tim's arm starts absorbing into Millie's side during an argument? It's controversial because it visualizes emotional codependency as physical violation, persuading you that staying in a toxic relationship can literally consume you. And the sex scenes, they are intimate but twisted, showing impotence not as comedy but as a symptom of deeper rot. Millie's career sacrifice for Tim's ego, it hits hard, especially these days when we are all preaching balance but living in balance. The film's most persuasive element is its allegory. Love as a horror where compromise erodes identity. When they finally separate in that brutal surgery-like sequence, it's not triumphant, it's traumatic, leaving scars. Shanks argued that modern love with its fears of commitment turns us into monsters. Controversially, it touches on queer elements too, a brief gay couple shot that's tender but got censored in China. They use AI to swap one guy for a girl, which is messed up and highlights how this film's honesty about diverse love scares censors. It's honest about millennial strains, remote work isolation, social media envy, all feeding the beast. Pros: originality shines, body horror rom-com, rare and executed with dark humor that lightens the load without killing tension. The Australian setting adds a fresh, eerie vibe. Suburbs feel alien. Acting is top tier. Brie's breakdown monologue about losing herself, Oscar-worthy. It's useful for anyone in a relationship. Watch it and discuss. Are we too fused? Too apart?
Sorry, we don't have time for you to hem and haw about this.
About what?
Cons: it holds back sometimes. The horror ramps up late, and when it does, it's wild but could have leaned harder into grotesque without breaking for rom-com beats. Narrative inconsistency, like how the force spreads, feel hand-wavy. And for purists, it's not scary enough, more unsettling than terrifying. Overall, Together is a 7.5 from me. It's persuasive in convincing you that love's horrors are worth facing together, but honest about the costs. In a sea of reboots, this original gem deserves your time. Stream it, discuss it, and let it under your skin. If it sparks debates about your own life, that's the win. Thanks for watching. Drop your thoughts below. Did it make you hug your partner tighter or run for the hills? Hit like, subscribe for more breakdowns, and I'll catch you in the next one.